Hi everyone, Caroline here. Brilliant news, our Imala chapter 37 is out now. And you've got one that's called In Paradise. Then you've got these fabulous cats, which is Doris and Dennis. And Under the Sea. And Honey Honey, which is all the bees. And this one is called Catch the Wave. It says Catch the Wave, Sun, Sea, Beach. I'll show you that stamp. This is it in stamp form. You can see that. I've used it quite a bit doing samples. But yeah, that's it. Fabulous, isn't it? You're getting the surfboards. You're getting a lovely big wave. And of course the sentiments. So the card I'm going to do today, I'm going to show you, is one I've made. And this is the one. And I'm going to show you how I did this one. I'll just get my brushes out ready. Forgotten to get my brushes out. What am I like? Okay, sorted. Right. Now, first of all, I stamped out the wave. And I've cut that. I've pre-cut that. Now, I'm going to give you a bit of a giggle now, okay? I was cutting this out. And, you know, like when you look in the sky and you see things in the clouds. And you can see shapes and stuff. And, well, that's my brain. I see things. And in this one, I don't know if you can see it. But I saw a whale. So when I cut that out of there, like that, I saw a whale. So I coloured it. Isn't that fun? Oh my goodness me. So you don't just get the wave, you get a whale as well. Oh dear. We do have some fun. So let's get started and I'll show you just how I've done this. Cool, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to colour the wave and I'm going to do that in the aquas for the water. I'm going to start with just a lighter one. Do that round. We're avoiding the foam bits, which are white. Like this. You can use your markers or your paints. Or your pencils. Whatever you've got. Inks. Also, the chapter 36 bundle that was out is now available individually. So they're all available. If you spotted one you like but you didn't want to get the bundle, then or you didn't want everything, then yeah, that's out now. So under where the foam is, I'm just going to go darker for some shading. A little bit of shading in this wave here. I'm using the Spectrum Noir Illustrator marker pens. First one was Waterfall and this one is a Peacock Blue. I don't want to go too dark with it, but it just sort of gives a little bit of depth to those waves. And I'll blend it back in with the lighter one. Like that. So that's the wave done. And now I'm going to do the surfboards, which I want to do in similar colour. But I want to do the boards in the dried marigold. So I'm going to go over them with that. Using my Imala brush. I just want the boards in a sort of a wood colour. but not too dark. They, you know, they don't really have them dark, do they? Quite often they're white. So use the wrong one there. Okay. So that's the dried marigold. Dried marigold and tattered rose are brilliant for sand, and I'm going to show you that. So I'm going to colour these now with the darker one of these, and I just want to sort of doing these leaves here, like tropical leaves. When you think of surfing, you think of places like Australia and Bondi Beach and all the great surfing done there. But of course in the UK we have a place called Newquay in the south of England, and they do some great surfing there. It's a bit colder here, I'm afraid, than Bondi Beach. But we've been told we're in for a heat wave shortly, so if you're down south, some of the wonderful places in Cornwall, you can go surfing. Oops, that's a squeaky one. And of course you think of the Beach Boys. Well, that was my hero anyway. The Beach Boys. Surfing USA. I'm just going to go down this line here to give it a colour. Like this. Sorry about the squeaky. Sounds a bit like me getting up from the chair. Okay. Now I've cut a piece of card 6" by 6". And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the beach first. I'm going to start with the dried marigold and to go up a little bit at the side there, just a little bit there and there where the beach is. Don't know what that line is there. Turn it over. Turn your card over. Start again. And a little bit up the side. There. And then a bit of the tattered rose. Another tip as well with these two colours is they do make for a great skin colour. If you don't have any skin paints but you have your distress oxides, then you can do it with that. Now for the bottom, where we're going to have some sea foam coming into the shore like that. That's going to be up there like that, and that's going to be the water coming in. I just need some of this down here for the beach. So again, a bit of a dried marigold. Not quite to the top, and I'll show you that as I do it. And then a bit of tattered rose. And that's those done. And then I'm going to get a Distress Oxide Mermaid Lagoon. And this is going to be for the water at the top. covering up that because I want that. I've decided I want that water, not sand. So this is all the ocean. And I'm just going slightly into the sand there where the water's coming in to the beach there. Okay. Now at this point you can splash with water if you want a little bit of a, you know, a water look, and we can do that now on this one. We can do that. Yes, we can. Get my fan brush. I didn't bring my water up, so left that downstairs. Just spray a bit on the side and then tap it on like that. Then I'm going to get a tissue or some kitchen roll, whatever you use. Just dab it off. It just gives it that bit of a water loop to it, doesn't it? Okay, and then we're going to get our wave, and that's going to go there. So we know then in this area here we can do our stamp. So let's do that. So I'll make sure that's on before I put my wave on. And I'm going to use VersaFine Clay Warm Breeze. And that's what I used for stamping as well. When I did the wave, that was what I used. Do it once more. There we are. Just wipe my stamp. And now we can stick the wave on, knowing exactly where that sentiment is. So that's going to go round about there. So when we put our foam across here, that will go across there, and that will go then on top of there like that. So we want it down about there. So I'll glue that on. Oof, faffing out. There we are. Go in a little bit there. Just going to add a little bit of sandy colour on this other one on here. So the beach coming in. Okay, so that's down, and I'm going to now do the one that's going underneath. It's going to go there. So I'm going to glue that on. And the way I've done this is I've cut it to the 6-inch, so it goes exactly 6-inch wide, and I've just ripped it like that. That's a different, you know, not straight, but sort of in waves like that. And you see, and that gives you that foamy look at the top. And then going to put our second one down. And that's going on there, like that. And then I'm going to get I have Stamperia Mixed Media Art cream paste, and it's a bit of a texture paste. It is smooth, but you can add stuff to it. You can add the texture sand or whatever you want, and you can colour them as well. But I want this white for the sea foam. So can you see how nice and smooth it is? It looks like cream, double cream. Don't eat it. And I'm going to dab that on where the sea foam is on the wave there. This dries hard. Like I say, I've forgotten to bring my water pot up. I'll have to do that after. And just get some bits. Let me get a smaller brush. Just want to do a few little splashes coming down. Like that. And all around. And then I'm going all along this edge here. It's got all this nice ripped foam loop to it. Where the water has come into the shore. And along this second one here. There we are. And then with a little bit of it, I'm just dabbing here. Because as it comes in, as the water comes in, you sort of get a foamy loop, don't you, coming in. Like that. Whenever you do a card, they're never two the same. You know, you can copy it as much as you can, but they're never both the same. Now, with my lighter turquoisey colour, I'm just going to put a little bit of colour there. I don't want it too dark, actually. So just dabbing it in there where there's water coming in, just in between the waves. Can you see? It's where the sea is coming in into the shore. It's running out, that. Let me see if I've got another lighter one. Won't be a second. Let me try this. That's a bit dark blue, that. Sometimes these are a bit more greeny than turquoisey, so use my Copic marker. That's not very dark either. I'll go back to my other one. So that's where the water's coming in, as you can see on the one I did here. There. So I'll clean that off. Okay. Now, when that goes on your backing card, I used the mirror card here, and obviously that card is a 6x6, and that's what I've done with my silver. Use a turquoise or anything like that. I'll cut this now. Just pop that. Oh, while it's wet, add some glitter. Just add a little bit of glitter. So make the seafoam glitter. Can you see that? Gorgeous, isn't it? Just pop that back in my pot. And I'll just pop this on there. Here. So this is 6 by 6, so I'm going to do the mat and layer 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. I'm not going to stick it down yet because that paste is still wet. But this will go on a 7" by 7" card. So there's your mat and layer. There's your image there. And your surfboards. I put foam pads under the others, and then I just sort of place them there like that. And there you have your lovely summery card. Especially if you know somebody that loves to go surfing, or somebody going on holiday. You know, you could have maybe enjoy your holiday. There's one that says let's go on holiday. Yes, this one, the In Paradise one. Gorgeous stamp set, this. So let me pop that to one side because you've seen me do that now. I've not quite finished it yet. I'll show you something else. But look at those. All the palm trees. And this one here, it reminded me of a Greek holiday. Or, you know, Morocco, somewhere like that. Beautiful. And it says on here, let's go on holiday. So if you're treating somebody to a holiday, you could do a card like this and put on, let's go on holiday. Now, the last thing I want to show you before we finish and before I say goodbye is for your water, I use the glossy accents. It's a range of glossy accents, or any glossy accent one you can get hold of. And I just go along with the... It does clog up this, I must admit. Let me get a needle in. Okay. And then I just go around that wave with the glossy accent. Like that. And it gives it that look of water. And then here, where you've done your white drops, do a glossy accent one. And it looks like drops of water. And again, the water coming into the shore. It looks yellow when you first do it. It has like a creamy look to it. but when it dries completely clear. But you've got to leave it overnight to dry. But that's it done, really. And if you look very closely, I don't know if you could see there where I've put the glossy accents and it's dried. Can you see that? I hope so. I hope the lights caught it for you. But it just sort of makes your card special, doesn't it? I'll leave that to dry. Let me get my black card. This particular card will be a giveaway on the group after the launch of chapter 37, and I will be giving this away. But I will also be giving away a keyring I've made out of resin, which is this, to celebrate the launch of chapter 37. And if you want to win this, you come on the Papercraft, the Eureka Stamps by Me fan group, or the Crafty Armour with Carley. It's going to be on both, so if you're a member of either one or both, you know, just pop your name on there, and I'll put on what you've got to write in to be in with a chance to win it. And actually, in my resin here, don't even know if you can see it, but whoever wins it will see it, is within the resin I've done a heart shape, so that's the heart of the sea. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that, and of course don't forget Wally the Whale. Woohoo! Thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.